The topic given to me was energy conservation and audit. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Okay.
100% everything is fine, sir.
Okay.
Audio,
Now,
camera, everything is fine. Just to start.
I go into the brass tack because we have got little time left. So we are going to discuss about water conservation, then water audit. These are the main topics which we are going to handle. So now, in the water conservation itself, what are the goals? What are the key activities? What strategies are required? So community awareness program, that is also very, very important. Metering, measuring and metering is very, very important. Technology options, because the technology is all the more important because we don't know how to create water. Where from we will get it, water? Can we get technology? Because water is going to be a commodity which will not be available within the coming future. So we have to generate water, drinking water, and what is required for the industry purposes, agriculture purposes, everything we require to generate water. How will you? We have got technologies there. You can even extract water from air. There is atmosphere. So that is there. Of course, the technology is there, but then whether it is feasible, we don't know. There may be a stage that water is so scarce that even generating from atmosphere also will be possible and rather feasible. But next, what is it, from seawater, we can desalinate water, which is possible, which is being going on in the Arab countries and the Gulf countries. And now, and the good combination is your water salination, that is seawater salination, along with the solar applications. We have seen last presentation by Mr. Suryavamshi. Oh, he is up to his name indicates that he is a solar man, Surya first. So he lives up to this one. He will be also giving a good solution for the this particular application. Then the social application, starting from household, commercial, agriculture, water treatment, and reuse. This is a very vital. This one will be going to the details of it, and in course of time. And sewage treatment, again things, water reuse and rainwater harvesting. So rainwater harvesting, actually we are going to the IGBC system, Indian Green Build. So they give a lot of importance for rainwater harvesting, roof, non-roof, groundwater table. Preservation of groundwater table is also becoming a very challenging task because our groundwater resources are getting depleted. So once it is depleted, it's gone. It is like fossil fuels. You can't get it back. And water efficient pumping services, water treatment and reuse, water metering. Then comes to the important topic of water audit, comprehensive audit, process audit, measurement. Unfortunately, we do not have any clear guidelines like that. Energy conservation, we have got guidelines from the BE, and we have got conducting audits. We have got clear guidelines how to conduct an audit, electrical, thermal audits, everything. Here it is not there. So it's a gray area, but I have tried to discuss about this audit part of it in a comprehensive way. So from the beginning, let us go to that. Now, what is actually the water portion? Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Yesterday, what has happened is my grandfather saw it in the river, father saw it in the well, we saw it in tap, our children saw it in the bottle, and ultimately it is going to be in capsules. And it will still neglect. If you still neglect, it will be seen only in our tears. So this is a harsh reality. And yes, water is lying ahead. What is lying ahead tomorrow? Our fathers have seen them in streams and water bodies. We are seeing in dumping yards and illegal buildings, blocking free flow and water during the rainy season. And our children will go to Godavari River or any other river for that matter, Ganga, Godavari, Kaveri, Sindhu, anything will be dry in course of time. And we will be disappointed to see there is no water. And even if something is left, it will be polluted. So now valuing water, World Water Day is being celebrated 2021 poster. Today, water is an extreme threat to the growing population and agricultural industry, increasing demand, as societies balance the demands of water and people's interests are not being taken into consideration. So water conservation is includes all the policies. Are you able to see the slides clearly?
Yeah, sir. Yeah, everything is fine. Please proceed.
So water conservation includes all policies, strategies, everything. You see, every nation has taken it as a very, very seriously. They have got their own policies, and advanced countries, developing countries, their own policies, because they do also face the problems. And every nation has got a big problem, including South Africa, the Cape Town. There's a full scarcity of water, and they were living for days together without water. So when the population goes up and up, naturally our household size also increases, and scarcity of water continues. Climate change, it's another big this one, global warming and climate change. This is another area which we are confronting, and water is going to be a major source which will be, if it is affected, then our agricultural irrigation potential will also be diminished, and it will be going to be a big problem in the future for even for agricultural commodities. And what way we are going to face is in our hands, because we are the creation of these problems. Many countries have already implemented policies aimed at water conservation. The goals of water conservation, this you can go through that, the slides. So if you were able to go slide by one after another, then we will be able to complete it within the scheduled time. Okay, because our time is very, very much important. So electricity consumption of 15% is used for only the transporting water. So that is all over the world. So this is generally for just as energy conservation. Water pumping is required, wastewater treatment is required, everywhere it is consuming electricity. So this is closely associated with electricity. And in fact, Green Building Council has given more importance to water conservation, then only they are touching the point of energy conservation. The key activities. So like the same thing, you see, we should not allow the water leakages to happen. Wherever it is there, we have to conduct our inflow and outflow. Okay, the leakages has to be arrested. Then wherever agricultural land is there, digging ponds, lakes, canals, expanding the reservoir, installing rainwater catching ducts, and rainwater harvesting is another area which we can tap the clean water which is coming from the rains. It's the best water available. So rainwater can also be used in direct from the roof. It can be used after filtration for drinking purposes, and the remaining what is in the non-roof can be used for irrigation and gardening and agriculture. Even if you are going for percolation chamber with proper cleaning, that is filtration with carbon filtration, sand filtration, it can be used for the purpose of drinking also, after doing proper testing. Strategy of water conservation is groundwater sources. So this is another area, because we are going on drilling, and the boring, that bore wells, everything sucking water there for our use. Then afterwards it doesn't get stored up. Recharging of the borehole does not take place, because there is no, unless there is a proper method is carried out to get the surface water to percolate inside and maintain the level, that is level of groundwater. So practicing sustainable methods, groundwater flows due to gravity, excess pumping, groundwater. The pumping, all submersible pumps are all being used for sucking out water, and there is no mindless, there is mindless this one usage of this underground water, with the result the groundwater discharge, what is the level goes down and down. So we have to create a community awareness, because community awareness is very, very important, because unless we have got the awareness, how can we implement our measures? So this is one area where we are trying to get the people create awareness, so that this will be implemented in course of time. In fact, this has happened in energy conservation also, because people did not bother about how to save energy. Slowly and gradually, it is people are the industry as well as the domestic consumers are all aware of the importance of this energy. Now, slowly and gradually, it will also be the water also being awareness will be created. So now drip irrigation system is one of the area where, if you are to restrict our water usage, the best example is shown in Israel, where a totally non-irrigated desert land has been converted into fertile land by following drip irrigation system. Actually, it is atomized. They have created atomized spray water. Whatever that required for the plant only will be supplied. That is where it is required at the root, means at the root. They will not waste so much of water, because water scarce. The entire water they are recovering from the slow, that is very, very scary rainfall which are getting in Israel, which is also part of the desert. Xeriscaping is another method of garden design. Again, that's also requires minimum water. And measuring and metering is one of the area where yes, it is very, very important, because without measurement and quantification of the water loss, you will not be able to exercise any control. And residential matter meter is to be installed anyway, everywhere. So only then we will have an idea of how much water we are using for our domestic as well as industrial use. So water metering is also given a lot of importance in the green building councils. Technology options. So this is one of the area, you see, technology can solve any problem for a price. So this technology issue for recycling of water, then water resalination, and the usage of water wherever we are using. See, for instance, we are using the water in the bathing, toilets, then so how you use your tap? With a tap and flush, everything, we use the maximum water for bathing. So there we use it with buckets, towels, everything, water cycling, shower. There, so here, so there is a limit in which it can be used. There also are providing aerator in the tap, so that the water consumption will be reduced even to only to 10%. That is 10%, 90% savings can be achieved by if you introduce aerator in your water tank, water taps. Household application, most efficient way is to replace the toilets and retrofitting with low flush toilets. And low flush shower needs something called energy efficient systems. Low flush toilets, comparison of toilets and incinerating toilets. Toilets have a dramatic effect in the developed world. Dual flush toilets include two buttons or handles to flush. Then fauceting by aerators. Then raw water flushing, wastewater reuse and recycling systems, allowing reuse of grey water, flushing toilets, and water. Now this grey water can be reused not only for gardening purposes. If you go, the technology makes the grey water, make it drinkable by having this one filtration with RO UV, reverse osmosis with ultraviolet rays. So that make it purely drinkable. So there's no, the only thing is that some investment may be required. The payback periods as we analyzed. So other things like black water can be reused into toilets. So we will be discussing the sewage system. So household appliances, rainwater harvesting, high efficiency cloth dryers. So we have seen one cloth washers, dryers, everything. The previous presentation. Weather-based irrigation controllers, garden hose nozzles that will shut off the water when it's not being used, low flow taps in wash basins. What are the commercial activities? Many water saving devices such as flow flush toilets, everything is available in the market. So waterless urinals, another case. So waterless car washers, infrared foot operated taps, pressurized water brooms, X-ray film processor, recirculation system, cooling tower conductivity controllers, rainwater harvesting, water serving, water to water heat exchangers. These are the applications of technology applications. Agricultural applications is very, very important because without water, it is impossible to go along with the agricultural production and productivity. So plants always take a lot of groundwater, should be replenished. Irrigation, optimal water efficiency means minimizing loss of evaporation. Then overhead irrigation, drip irrigation, using drip irrigation methods can save 30,000 gallons. Water reuse. Water shortage has become increasingly difficult. More than 40% of the world population live in irrigation region of water shortage. So imbalance in supply and demand. There are various methods used in the treatment of water to ensure the safe use of irrigation, food, and drinking water. Seawater desalination requires more energy than desaling. Despite this, many dewater, this is actually when technology is used like solar. So seawater desalination can also be made affordable, but only the question of piping costs over there. Take it to a desalination is possible in coastal areas. You have to take it to the non-coastal areas, maybe interior part of maybe desert like Rajasthan or Delhi. So for that, obviously there will be a cost of transportation. So wastewater treatment, sir. Sand filtration is good to treat water. Used water can be used by sand filtration. You can also add sand, carbon, and limestone, which is further addition to make it purified. Actually, we have tried this particular method in our own colony. We found that the water is perfect, and once it is gone through, taken through this sand filtration, so the TDS, of water, which is considered to be one of the main parameters of the usability of the water, potability of water, was less than 200. The maximum available was 500. That is permissible was 500, but 200 is considered to be very, very safe, very, very good. So recent studies show that sand filtration needs further improvement, but it is approaching optimization with the effectiveness of the pathogens for water. Sand filtration is very effective, and the removal of pathogens. So further research is necessary to determine more accurate method. So water filtration, please go through the slides. So 2 compartment septic tanks with pumping chamber and sand filter. Sand filter, you can add sand, along with the sand you can add carbon as well as limestone. Limestone will add to the calcium percentage of the water, that will be taken care of. Calcium is required for our human body, and so too carbon will all the gases will be taken care of by the sand, gravel. You see, under drain. This is actually another system. So this is another system. Same thing, principles are the same. Tertiary water treatment. Tertiary water means that is the final way, perhaps third way of filtration of water. See, water from the secondary treatment, whatever is previously done, filtered water is entered into this one. Again, there is a backwash tank, filter tank, treated water, and backwash. The second backwashing is already done in the second slides. So air, sand, filtered water. Now coming to sewage treatment. Sewage treatment we all know. So whatever that sewage what you develop in the domestic sewage or even municipal sewage, to even do this one, that is municipal water, all can be reused by proper processes. So two processes which are known and proved are the aerobic digestion and anaerobic digestion. In the aerobic digestion, we are using a blowing this blower. There will be a blower. There will be blowing air, so that it will be separating the ingredients of the sewage, and after chlorination, it can be used, and the discharge water can be used either towards bringing back to the flush, as well as use it for gardening purposes and use it for elevating the groundwater storage level. Anaerobic is still a better form, because while anaerobic biogas with no oxygen requirement, it generates biogas, mainly materials of CH4, and this CH4 methane can be used for as either generating. It's a source of power, source of energy, which can be used in the kitchen gas, or it can be used in the generating electricity. These are plants installed which are working with this. Then another byproduct will be the organic fertilizers. Organic fertilizers, manure has also been the one byproduct. Sewage treatment plant, this is one of the how it works. So it goes to a bar screen. From the bar screen, it goes to the receiving water, then clarifier, then settling tank, aeration tank. The flow chart is given very clearly. The further treatment here is in chlorinated UV, that is ultraviolet chlorine. So this makes it perfect. Then afterwards clarifier, then afterwards you digester, then it goes back to actually settling tank. From settling tank it is come to digester. Then landfills, agriculture, or even for this one, even for recycling to our own domestic use, that is in the toilet. So anaerobic digestion. So this is one of the very simplified diagram. Feed water, thumb layers, then active digestive sludge. Digestive sludge is taken out at the low rate, and gas. Again, we are getting some gas. This gas can be reused for your kitchen use, that is domestic gas, like your gas cylinder. Where from anaerobic digester, one of the zones where it is happening, your biogas. Anaerobic digester plant. Again, the schematic diagram is given. Basic anaerobic digester. So these are the how it is all the process is being carried out. Organic waste. See, this is a more elaborate diagram. Anaerobic, this is a plant. Once it is formed, the plant looks like this. So now we are going to. So we have discussed anaerobic, aerobic, and anaerobic. Aerobic is more prominent in almost all the colonies. Anaerobic is catching ground because there is in spite of the fact that anaerobic does not consume electricity, much electricity, whereas aerobic is all requires energy. So many motors are required. 15, 16, 17 motors of even various horsepower capacities are required for continuous operation of any sewage plant. So anaerobic does not require any pumping except for pumping in and pumping out. So the percentage saving will be 90%. Despite that fact, there is maybe some issues because already plants are there established. They don't want to replace. with another alternative. That may be one reason. And the technology acceptation, though it is there, but then practically there is a problem of introducing this. The sooner it is introduced, it is better. So now rainwater harvesting. Rainwater harvesting can be have runoff water as well as the roof water. The roof water can be directly used after filtration for our drinking purposes. There's no problem in it because we have done it. We have done a test also. As I told you, it is less than TDS. So when the TDS falls below 150, all the other parameters falls into the line. So rainwater anyway, it has to be properly designed, everything, proper plumbing services, collection of water, and the first wash has to be cannot be used because there may be some contaminants will be there. So that we'll have to get rid of it. The first flush, and second flush onwards, you can take the guide the rainwater to the filters, carbon filters, and it can be used directly for the human consumption, and it will be better water than the municipal water. What are the benefits? Clean and absolutely free source of water. We have control over urban water supply. Socially and environmentally, it can be acceptable everywhere. Nowadays, there is a water scarce cities like Bangalore. I've seen that it is all being used. Independent houses, they have got their own arrangement for tapping the rainwater and use it. But only thing is that it requires annual maintenance. Otherwise, it will get clogged. So system is very flexible. It is all affordable, and you will get the payback maybe within one season, whatever you are spending. So rainwater harvesting is what nature is giving to us. So it is up to us to use the nature, whatever it is given to you, like solar. We are using to our advantage using technology. Like that is also rainwater harvesting. It is one thing which God has given to us, nature has given to us. It is up to us to use it or not use it. So these are the simple methods. A single house can tap water like this, rainwater barrels. What is the rainwater barrel? Method is very simple, common, easily implementable. This is for single room accommodation, something like that, small accommodations. Capacity generation only 50 to 100. For small scale application is okay. And the dry system, another one. So this method is a variation of the rainwater barrel setup. It can store a large amount of water. So next is wet system. The wet system method involves locating the collection pipes underground, connect multiple downspouts from different gutters. Our process, the ability to collect from entire collection surface, the ability to collect from multiple gutters and collection downspouts. The tank can be located away from your house. More expensive. It is definitely more expensive, and due to underground piping is required, sufficient difference between gutters and tank, creating a complete rainwater collection system. The next slide shows the complete rainwater collection system. This some of the components shown as a complete, absolutely necessary. Not all from the listed are. Although all these components will help create a harvesting system that is highly functional. This is the one. You can go through the details, everything. So collection center, everything, one of the reasons everything is given. So water being the most dispensable source in life, it is depleting every day. It cannot be brought back, whatever once it is lost. It's extremely important to conserve water. Rainwater harvesting is the one among the solutions. Rainwater methods. One of the, you can see the collection area, how it is going to the collection tank. After the filtration system, we have discussed about the filtration also. Then sanitation, collection tank. Afterwards, it is totally drinkable. Rainwater harvesting method. Surface room water. We have showed, explained all these things. It is not a rocket science. It can be implemented everywhere. rooftop rainwater harvesting method. So we also explained that, okay, we are with the diagrams, everything. We'll skip it so that we can complete it within the scheduled time. So it is all applicable to homes, residence, houses, villas, schools, apartments, flats, government buildings, private buildings, industries, factories, mills, IT parks. Everywhere. You got a building means you got this one. Even if you do not have a building for commercial application, you can have the collection of water in the ponds. It can be reused. And it has happened in Rajasthan very, very successfully, a desert. And there was some movement was there, and they started having pits made, and the scary rainfall has been stored there, and they have made a very, very fertile. The land became a big movement in Rajasthan. Rajasthan is one area where one state where this water recycling has become, that is rainwater application, that is collection and usage, the irrigation purposes has become a success, grand success. So we have discussed about the advantages, everything. So IGBC rating system, the IGBC rating system, very important, too much of very good importance is given to the water conservation and reservation. So groundwater table, rainwater roof, non-roof based, which we have discussed earlier. So all these things have been discussed at length, that is elaborately in the rating system, and that is rating marks have been given, that is rainwater harvesting, roof and non-roof. So they have given rating up to 259%, how much of this one. Based on that, even green certification is granted to the buildings. How to use grey water, black water, then runoff volume, everything is discussed. So some other things what is written in the given in this one, groundwater table, the areas where central and state water board does not recommend artificial rainwater, you have to mention why it should not be, because rainwater harvesting is one of the mandatory requirement of getting this certification, IGBC certification. So again, runoff coefficient of different surfaces are also given, starting from cemented tile roof, roof garden, then roof turf flat, vegetation flat, open grid concrete pavement, and water bodies. So runoff coefficient is given from 0.1 to 0.95. Water efficient plumbing fixtures are already being given. Their water closets, full flush, half flush, then faucets, health faucet, shower head, hand spray. Everything is given. That is maximum flow rate, starting from 6 liters per flow, and to 10 liters per flow, and 3 liters per flow per flush. And again, for male it is different, for female it is different. Then retrofitting, then landscape design, irrigation system. So what are they are covering very many points. Rainwater harvesting, roof and non-roof. So there rainfall pattern has been, one-day rainfall pattern has been taken into consideration, and rating is given. And groundwater table, water efficient plumbing fixtures, water closets, again wastewater treatment as reuse, landscaping, flushing, and that also is mandatory. So these are very, very important points. Now we are going to the next stage, water audit. Water audit, as I said, mentioned above, there is no clear guidelines. BE has not taken it, water audit as very, very seriously, just as they have taken energy audit. Energy audit is very, very clear. Water audit, the fundamentals can be used. Whatever it is there, fundamentals of carrying out a water audit is the same as the fundamentals of carrying out energy audit or even financial audit. What is the basics of it? That is the input output. How much is the incoming water? How much is the outgoing water? That is out the remaining water balance, and how much the wastage, and what steps can be taken for reducing the wastage, making it minimum zero, maximum. That will be the target. So water audit collected very many details, everything. Water audit provides the way to identify. This you can go through because a lot of comprehensive details have been given. Comprehensive water audit can give a detailed profile of the distribution system, facilitating the easier and effective management resources and improves stability. So here also, just as energy audit, here we have taken the low-hanging fruit wherever it is there. For instance, arresting leakages. It does not cost you anything. And certain changing the water gadgets which you use, just also we have explained earlier. That also bringing out using water efficiently. So what are the benefit audits? Reduced water losses, improved financial performance, improved reliability of supply system, enhanced knowledge of distribute system, efficient use of existing supplies, better safeguard to public health and property, improved public relations, reduced legal liability, reduced disruption. So in fact, when you are reducing your domestic consumption, each and every houses, the municipal water loads will come down, because whatever they are getting in the tap in my house, I have to pay for it. That is a harsh reality. The water is costing nowadays. It is not cheap. It does not come cheap. Okay, that is how now the entire economy will be improving once we are bringing down your water consumption collectively. So approach to water audits. No water should be unaccounted for. Everything has to be accounted for, and we should be targeting zero consumption, zero wastages. Water balance, again carrying out simple water balance equation where P is equal to E plus Q. The storage can be, so water balance chart, total supply to a site. So basics to water audit. First step is to calculate the average water usages. Use 90-day billing period. Calculate the average daily consumption, dividing the total consumption for the quarter of 90 days. Elements of water audit include the amount of water produced, water delivered to the meter used, water undelivered to unmeter use, water loss, and suggestion measures to address water loss through leakages and other unaccounted water losses. So steps for audit: number 1, water supply and usages. So water audit consists of preparation of the layout. The layout should include locations and capacity of the measurement devices installed at key points. Study of the availability of water sources. Data on development of sustainable source of water. Then we'll have to study the process study, flow measurement, because the process vary from the water consumption change varies from process to process. It's applied to industry, it applies even to residential consumption, domestic consumption. Depending upon the type of application, the degrees of leakage, the treatment system can be designed. Leakage assessment has to be done. That's very important. System audit. The current water uses and systems or water usage such as irrigation, industry, and commerce. Operational efficiency is very important, and scope of any modification or upgradation will be the status of existing system. Measurement methodology from intake points of the system through various subsystems. Bulk metering should be done at the source for zones, districts, and revenue metering. This will help in identifying the reaches of undue water wastages. Discharge analysis, audit report. The domestic wastewater, return flow from irrigation, viability of byproducts, and the opportunity for recycling the wastewater. Water audit report. Adequate planning and standard procedures are necessary prior to undertaking audit. Ultimately, at the end of the water audit, we'll come to the same conclusion as the energy audit. Just as there's a low cost solutions or no cost solutions. Then there are certain solutions which requires investment, technology. Then another go to the totally upgrading the system through technology. That may involve very cost. So ultimately, we have to have a cost benefit analysis. Now in the domestic sector, 50% can be saved. Whatever we are using in my house, your house, everywhere collectively. 50% leakage, because I am also seeing a lot of wastage is going on. Even maids comes and just opens the water, leaves it, tap, leaves it and goes away, or uses much more water than is required for cleaning utensils, floor cleaning, everything. 84% of the return flow go to the surface source and balance 15% groundwater. So considerable losses by way of the distribution by way of leakages. Per capita water consumption. So, as per yardstick of Union Ministry of Urban, water requirement for domestic use 40 liters per capita per day, and public stand post 70 liters per second per day. Where sewage system exists or contemplated, water supply should be 135 liters per day. Okay. In case of metropolis, you having population more than 1 million, again 150 LCPD. Over and above efforts demand, 50% losses may be used for determining the quantity of raw water requirement. Transmission losses. So, a study conducted by NEERI has developed that 30 or to 50% of the water produced and supplies it can go as waste through leakages. About 80% of the aforesaid loss are estimated household connections due to worn-up pipes, etc. In view of this, Ministry of Urban Development and Quality Alleviation has emphasized the need for control of unaccounted supply of water. That is not accounted, is called non-revenue water. A manual is also prepared by the Urban Development, Poverty and Alleviation. Water audit in domestic sector. Domestic system, we can do it ourselves. Around, if we can do our home audit, home energy audit, or in consumption, we can also do it and have an awareness program where the water leakage is, where the leakage of water is there, where the excess water is being used. We have to identify and take corrective actions. So water measurements. So we should have collective measurement as well as zone-wise measurement, so that we can identify the losses on the zone-wise. So distribution audit, again, comprehensive audit, distribution system study, then comprehensive audit to include an inventory of methods and all those where the losses, identifying losses, solutions, cost of solutions, time to implement the solutions. So ultimately we could come with a comprehensive report, implementable. So apparent losses, unauthorized consumption, that is theft, water theft. These are all things to be taken care of by the government or implementing authorities. Customer meter inaccuracy, it is quite possible that when we are using a meter, it goes erratic readings. At that time, it requires to have a comprehensive that is test or the equipment which we are doing in measuring meters in energy audit. Also, we are doing our calibration by the competent authorities. So benefits of non-revenue water control initiative. Once it is, it should also be brought to the category of revenue water. by reducing operating losses. So many steps have been given. So now coming to the industrial sector. You see, all the industrial sector consumes water. Without consumption of water, industry cannot work. For instance, the biggest consumer of water is thermal power station, where we are getting generating electricity, which we are getting to our domestic need, industrial need, everything. There the water consumption is huge. So where this water is going? Yes, steam generation, number one. The excess water which is being used is also thrown out in the waste, unless there is a question of recirculation of used water. In the so many sectors, including pharma sector, the huge wastage of water is there, and a polluted water, and it is spoiling it is creating pollution hazards. Even now, hazardous material wastages are going into the ground surface, and with the result, even agricultural lands are affected. It's all there in this is where pharma. So too pharma, paper and this pulp and paper is also creating hazards. So water consumption trend in industry. Industry is currently excessively dependent on fresh water, and overall the water problem in the industry is too high. Coal-based thermal power plants need massive amounts of water and ash disposal, which I explained earlier. And coastal power plants, water requirement is only at the sea. For an inland thermal power plant, water is far from transported. First step is to make a comprehensive water audit. Again, same thing. It should be mandatory for companies to include every year. Simultaneously develop benchmarks. In fact, when we are conducting the energy audit, we are only doing the energy audit. Side by side, you see, up to each and every energy auditor who is doing the job to carry out simultaneously the water audit also. And it should also be realized by the management that it also involves a cost, so that it is one thing which BE has missed its notice. They should introduce water audit also side by side with the energy audit. The most of these both are interlinked, interdependent. So we already discussed that 50% and 15% of the energy consumption is for water, even pumping and transporting. Wastewater, what will you do with the wastewater? TERI has estimated that a total of 83,000 million liters are being discharged in industries in India. About so many wastages are taking place. Then the effluents are creating incalculable harm to the agricultural lands. So these are the things, everything. These are all detailed reports are given by TERI, and methods are also have been measures are also been suggested. So industrial based, it all depends upon the housekeeping practices, extent of process control, product quality and management systems. Category of industry waste, thermal power plants, 14, pulp and paper, engineering, textile, steel. The emphasis on curtailing wastage in handling and improvement of the processes. Since all these factors vary from industry to industry and unit, it is very difficult to precisely estimate. So these are all the guesswork. We have got, that is why initially itself I pointed out that is a gray area. The more and more we study, we will be getting more and more details. Estimation of water pollution. Again, what is the type of industry and what is the type of hazards, like chemical pollution, chemical industries, then pharmaceuticals, then thermal. Everything has got a problem. Mining, I associate mining. Mining creates a lot of water wastages. And some of the positive contribution that mining can give is about they are supplying good water, cleaned up water to the neighboring agricultural lands, increasing their ultimately the agriculture productivity. So which farmers are also happy, mining companies are also happy. The best example is Neyveli Lignite Corporation, which creates huge water that is from underground, which is mandatory to remove the water, groundwater, before removing the extracting the lignite. Recycling and reuse of wastewater. Yes, this is also discussed. And from plant to plant, process to plant process, the recycling process will be also different. Water audit in industries. So we have discussed it. Systematic approach of the same thing. Whatever audit we are doing, another this one same methodology is applicable here. Here only thing is that we have to go into the technology details, technical details, and how to treatment and how to carry out. We have to go in depth about the technology. So there, survey of the whole plant is required. Evaluate survey results, general suggestions. Same thing what we are doing as energy audit. Research and development is one area which is required to carry out this particular. Nowadays, what is happening is only the research laboratories are taking care of it, and unless the industry itself is not interested, and this is this particular this is integrated, it will be difficult. So this is most of the. I think we are coming to a closure. Thanks. So we can have an interactive discussions. This is only a way forward ideas. So how to go forward is to be decided by the veterans who are participating in it.
Sir, really it was a nice session, nice information shared by you, and really it is a untouched area. Nobody has focused towards water audit or water conservation. Everywhere there are talks on the water conservation, but actually nobody is doing any work on this. And what you say is correct. We should add 100% about water audit in all the types of the audits, because you have shared that that value as quoted around 15% electricity consumption is on only water, that lifting of water from one place to other place. That is a huge amount of electricity is there.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Actually, giving me this topic, untouched topic till now, so that I can. It goes unchallenged. Okay.
What happens? Very
well accepted, sir.
During one of meeting, you have shared about the water audit, sir. During our CC meeting, you talk about the water audit. It was untouched. So I thought you are the best person who can deliver on the water audit. And even I don't understand why there is a parity for the rural 40 liters per capita, and for the city urban it is 140. Nowadays rural also they are using all the types of the facilities they are getting at rural. Sir, please.
Very nice, sir. Very nice. I would like comments from the other participants, sir.
Yeah. We'll ask.
Sir, challenge very well accepted and executed.
Anybody, you can unmute and you can ask. You can unmute and ask.
Unfortunately, due to paucity of time, I cannot elaborate so many things because I think it's an exhaustive report.
But almost you have covered everything, sir. You have covered everything and very nice in a very nice way, sir. All the information is there, and that awareness creation is very, very important. Yes. Sir, Chandrasekhar, sir, you can unmute. Even Rahim ji, Pradeep ji.
Yes, please.
Yes, you can unmute and ask, sir. If you have any doubt, query, you can ask. Now it's open.
Nothing, sir. I want to.
Ayer sir, just I would like to share, even during our energy audit for the different industry as well as colleges, we recommend that they go for the rainwater harvesting, and we do audit. We calculate how much water they lift from the borewell or from the different sources, and where that water goes, how much is the leakages, or where they are using excess water. But still, we need to create huge awareness among all the stakeholders. Otherwise, it is very difficult to conserve this water as well as energy. Yes,
Very
any
nice.
participants?
Very nice, sir. Actually, this rainwater harvesting is a low hanging fruit. If you have got
Yeah,
a
yeah.
roof, you can tap it. There is no cost involved, and whatever cost will for piping everything, can be recovered within 1 year, one season,
Yes, yes.
and you will be then afterwards will be minor maintenance will be there. Plumbing, only plumbing is required. Nothing else. Then filtration. Two things.
And that
Forward
simple,
filtration.
very simple. Yeah, simple technique is there. Simple. Even by that, water table will be improved. No, that would be again added advantage to
One thing,
added advantage to them.
but that is that non-roof. The roof water we can use it for our human consumption. It is a better water, drinking water than available
Yeah.
anywhere. Nature has supplied. But whatever coming in the what is it called landscape that stormwater coming in the land, coming in the land, that can be collected in a collection pit. Then
Correct.
there also you can have another collection pit where you can put all the filtration like carbon, everything, and even
Yeah.
that particular things can also be taken for the drinking purposes.
Correct.
You do the proper
Even
testing.
borewell charging can be done, sir. Nowadays, it is being
Borewell, yeah,
implemented at
borewell
our
charging.
place.
What I suggest
Yeah.
is, bro,
Yeah.
the sewage treatment. The sewage
Yeah, yeah.
treatment, the particular this one, see, you give a gap of 50 meters to 100 meters, and this particular nature takes care of cleaning your this one. Everything it goes to the borewell. No problem. You give a gap. That's
Yes.
all. It's all natural methods. It does not require any rocket science to understand this.
Even what we have suggested, because of this rainwater harvesting, water storage, that water table increases, they can go for the plantation, vegetations, and which
Yeah,
will
exactly.
improve the climatic condition inside that industry also. That will support a lot for the industry.
Exactly. But first, our priority should be to solve our drinking water solution.
Correct.
I am purchasing 500 rupees of that is RO water, bottled water. RO water is very, very unhealthy. Still, we are compelled to 500 rupees per month. I am spending for 2 persons, 3 persons. Okay. So
And
this
TDS unnecessarily they have reduced. The TDS has gone up to 510. 510. It has no uses.
go to the this one, everything, sir. RO, that is this is health hazards are too much. We are taking unnecessary water, which is actually unhealthy to use.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Without minerals, everything we are removing from that water.
Reverse osmosis is the worst method, but then we are that's the method. All of us accept it.
Yes, yes.
There's no alternative.
Anybody want to ask any questions? Participants? Even we'll request them to send that questions on the WhatsApp or the chat.
Okay, sir.
That will share. That will share the business.
Sir, it is not the question of you see, we are only trying to have an interact. It is not that it's an interactive session because we are exchanging our knowledge. Exchange our knowledge. It's not that you ask some questions and I got a ready answer for it. Thank you very much, sir. Dr.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
It's an excellent opportunity.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Because the
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Next session.
It's honor to us, sir. It's honor to us, sir.
Good one.
Yes. Khade, sir.
Yes. Good afternoon, all of you. So nicely explain need of water conservation. We discuss technological solutions for water scarcity and water conservation methods in household, building, agricultural area. We also discussed about different water treatment methods in water conservation. On behalf of Sharad Institute of Technology, I thank Iyer sir who accept our invitation and deliver this very nice session in our STTP and share his knowledge to our participants. Thank you, sir.
Sir, sir, make camera on, sir. Iyer, sir. Just I would like
Yeah.
to share one important thing to our all the participants. Iyer, sir, is
Bhaiya.
just 1 year old, and you can
How much,
see
sir?
his energy into the 81-year old. If we can see your energy,
Never-
enthusiasm.
But never allowed
That's
the
great thing. That shows,
age
sir.
of the
That
old
shows commitment, sir. And he is our president of IAMP. He's heading that our association to the different level, different height. He's trying his level best. Yes, that I wanted to show that at the 81 also you can do such a great things with energy, enthusiasm, and commitments. Thank you. Thanks a lot, sir. Thank you, Iyer, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yanandi?
Thank you.